excellent job of making those 2 saves to keep the Marlies off the scoreboard.
Sent back in. Sparks plays it along. Clune back off the board, sends it down the ice. A foot race for it. Demko wants to move it along. Little touch by Clune. Back out of the corner. Puts it out front, and it goes off of Ben Smith to Timashov. Plays it back into the corner. Clune after it there. He's got Smith patrolling out front. He steps behind the goal. Ben Smith working to get it back out of the corner. Back to it. Chaput there. Smith tried to find Timashov. Rolls back. Long shot. Knocked down is Valiev wearing number 3. Timashov moves it along. A stick out of the hand of Ben Smith. He's going to come to the bench. I'll put another forward on as he'll take a seat. Timashov after it. Back up to the blue line and past Justin Hall. Garrett Sparks giving. Kapanen finds Hall through the middle. A little touch there and trying to get a piece of it. His right goal, Aaltonen had to clear, and now the Marlies have to do that as a team. They do. Kapanen gets back on side. Subban played ahead. McEnany as Sparks gives it back, and Nielsen puts it to the far boards. The battle along the boards creates a penalty here as he's in the Utica Comets. Loverde moves it along. Soshnikov back up, and that rolls into the bench of the Toronto
Hockey League. And Sheldon Keefe has done a terrific job of continuing the same message that Babcock brings on a day-to-day basis. And I like what I see from this group. Is it looks like it's going to be another terrific team.
Back out of the corner. Here's a chance. Goldobin scores. Rips it over the shoulder of Garrett Sparks and opens the scoring for the Utica Comets on the power play.
Well, Nikolay Goldobin, who, you know, came over last year at the trade deadline from the San Jose Sharks organization, drafted by the Sharks in the first round, 27th overall in 14. He makes do a good job of entering the zone and then taking the puck to the net, and the Marlies back checking with their head down and get back and get a stick on the play to break it up to not allow that opportunity for the Comets to try and get a 2-0 lead.
Vince Loverde finds Janssen. Janssen was looking for a little bit of help behind him, but it never did get there. Megna mishandles the puck, and now Soshnikov moves it back. Shot, Mueller rips one right on Demko. Here's Dermott a long way away, but sends one toward the goal, and Demko almost looked like he had a little. That one left behind. It's Goldobin, the game's goal scorer. Tosses it back into the corner. Lifted up, and that drops into the first row. So in the American Hockey League, so he's paid his dues, and I'm glad to see him getting his opportunity here with the Vancouver Canucks farm team in Utica, and I think he'll do a bang-up job. He's a great man. Timashov with some speed, puts it out front. Moore was nearly tackled on the play. Here comes LeBate. Back the other way. Dermott takes a bit of a helmet huck from LeBate. And now Dermott puts it ahead to Adam Brooks through the middle. Brooks didn't have a lot of option to work with, but he finds of the Utica Comets. Toronto Marlies 0 for 3 here as they trail 1-0. Just 2:25 to play in period number 1. Little backhander down the wall. Timashov getting after it. Rich Clune, he's held up. Smith out of the corner. Gets Sotner right there with him. Down the wall. Here's a chance. Timashov. Clune knocked down out front, but providing a solid screen. Here's Hall. He's got Clune over there who comes in to investigate. McEnany shakes it loose. Timashov wanted to wind up, but then lean back and let one go. Marlies providing some good offensive opportunities here. And certainly unfamiliar with each other as they can't seem to make more than a couple passes together and really not get any good opportunities on Thatcher Demko, the Utica goaltender. Best opportunities have come even strength. That's where we're at now. Mueller across the line. He wants a penalty. He's not going to get one. Stick knocked out of his hand. It travels all the way back. This one will be picked up for icing.
Blocking a bunch of shots and not, so that the Marlies can't seem to get opportunities to capitalize with that man advantage.
Brooks tried to send it down deep. It was cut off. And back come the Comets. Megna trying to step around Valiev. Unaccomplished. Here's Moore back across the line with Greening. Rolls back out. Greening was going to the goal. Valiev plays it down the wall. Moore tries to play it back out of the corner. Steps behind the net. Looks up high. Hall waits. Launches one toward the goal, but it hit Megna, and it is cleared out by the Comets. Tracking it back.
Hand of Dermott, the left hand, who grabs the waist area, and the referee's going to call that every time, as Utica will head back to the power play as they're 1-for-1 so far in the contest.
Here comes the Comets power play, in tight, as close as you get. Boucher, Sparks glanced off him.
Boy, Reed Boucher with a great opportunity from about 10 feet in front of goaltender Garrett Sparks. And Sparks coming up with another good save to keep the Comets power play from out without getting that second goal for them in this contest.
It's their second power play. Good opportunity already as Smith steps in the way of one to get it across the line. Altonen had already cleared it, and this time Loverde does.
And when given the opportunity to show some flares offensively, I'm sure we're going to see it, but he's going to learn a little bit about playing without the puck early in the season.
You bet. Boucher sends it back to the line. Holm launches one long way. Sparks got in front of it, couldn't reel it in. Looking back up, Banks sends it up high again. Here's Boucher with a shot, and Doust is right there. You can't knock it in. Valiev's got a broken stick on the play. Holm doesn't get it by. Valiev gets one from Soshnikov. Better to have the defenseman with a stick. Here's Boucher. That shot right on. And
Utica Comets as they look to snap this 1-1 tie.
It's one interpretation as that one goes. It's a penalty, and the 5-on-3 here would go for 4 more seconds, or at least the 5-on-4 would go for 4 more seconds. Holm trying to step around Smith. Out front it comes, but Smith recovers and gets it back down the ice. And now we're down to 1 penalty. Kapanen steps back out, and what Trent Cole wants to see is 4 more seconds. Still on a penalty for delay of game.
Oh, I think he wanted another 2 minutes on the board is what he wanted.
Here's Holm. Back over. Boucher looks in. Far side. Sparks trying to recover, and the shot misses. But there was space.
That was Nikolay Goldobin, and he gets that opportunity, and he had Sparks beat, but he just missed the mark. As Timothy Liljegren, just 18 years of age, that you've got to move the puck. The puck will always move faster than you can skate. And coming up the ice on the power play there, you've got to move it quickly when you get to the blue line so you don't turn it over and have to go 200 feet back the other way.
Soshnikov trying to center it out to Mueller. Knocked down from behind is Mueller. Stick broken. Penalty coming.
Demko again doesn't allow that second opportunity for the Toronto Marlies.
Lifted down into the corner. Hall, nice little idea to get it to Greening in. Now Brooks will toss back. Valiev joins in. Waits, but
love it, the fact that he's going to do whatever it takes to block a shot.
That's a bag of bees. Here's Dermott up along the wall. Gets it back up and out. Racing for Timashov. Magna gets to it. Is able to move it back, and it comes into center one more time. Turning around, Ben Smith up the wall. Little backhanded chop, comes back to Smith, puts it in the glove, and across the blue line he comes. Ben Smith turns around on the wall. Shot from a long way away, looking for a tip. Timashov trying to get loose, gets a shot away at the side of the goal. Subban gathers it in.
That was good second effort by Timashov as he was on his knees, and he continues to battle to pick up that loose puck to try and put it past Demko, who gets that left pad down, and Demko makes sure he covers it up to get the whistle as he feels the heat from Ben Smith bearing down on the blue paint in front of him.
One of the things.
And that's what I mean by keeping the game simple. Just put pucks at goal, create some opportunities by making the goaltender have to come up with a save, and maybe there's going to be some rebounds for your club.
Liljegren steals it away. LeBate, relentless. And now he breaks it off. Valiev as Liljegren up through center, trying to find Kapanen back out on the ice. Ahead, Boucher. Across the line. Lifts one toward goal, but it goes off a stick and out of play.
Across his body and then back the other way and up and over the top of that glove of Garrett Sparks, but the crossbar prevents the Comets from grabbing the lead in this one.
Had a chance almost like it earlier in the game that the Marlies were able to recover on Moore with a little tricky backhand that climbed up and over the goal. Nielsen throws one toward the goal. Why not? LeBate, far side, gets it back, but never got a shot off. Trying to get it back up the boards is Hall. Stepping in the way of it, Megna. Back up and out of the zone as Holm plays it cross ice. Some pushing and shoving, and linesmen going down, and back dance by Moore. Here comes Greening. Back over, Moore across the line. Has Brooks going to the goal, Greening too. Moves it around behind, Greening. He and Brooks try to combine to come away with the puck, but the Comets do and move it right back into the Toronto zone. Loverde up ahead, trying to find the backhand of Moore as it comes to center. Holm brings it back across the blue line. Waits, shoots. Loverde in the way of it. Valiev. Loverde muscles his way to the puck and gets it over to Rich Clune. Clune. Nielsen tames it as a change being made by the Comets. Greening eases it up the boards. Hall gets it back. It goes by everybody. That's going to be picked up for icing. Off the draw, Brooks able to convince that puck to get back, and now it's lifted all the way back down the ice, and we'll do this one more time.
Points sitting on the board right now with 7:50 to play here in the third period, and you want to bring this home.
Magna gets across the line. Goldobin shoots and up high into the glass. That one was redirected. A turnaround shot and another one off the bar. Blocked by Moore. Here's LeBate.
Yeah, LeBate was pointing to the official. Well, there's no question about that one. You hear the noise that it made. That was directly on the crossbar as LeBate with the wrister from about 45 feet away.
And now they get in a change here as Goldobin had to wait at the blue line for LeBate to clear. He dropped his stick getting off the ice, LeBate did. I think he got 8-2 to start the season. Picked up through the middle. Smith across the line. Moore.
I've seen from this club here so far in this one is they look like they're going to be very competitive. There's no doubt. But the Marlies, hey, you get out the gate with a good record as the Marlies did last year. That helps propel you to a playoff spot in which they've done 6 consecutive years in the playoffs here, the Toronto Marlies coming into this season.
LeBate has home, takes the shot himself. And boy, you can call them the Utica Miners. They've got so much iron today. Here's Moore, back over, gets it, turns, shot stopped by Demko. He got the toe on it to keep it 2-1.
And now that's what you call action at both ends as they trade chances back and forth. The crossbar at one end, and it looked like an open 6x4 for the Marlies at the other. And Demko with a huge save to keep this a 1-goal hockey game. 3.5 minutes to go.
Can't get that one out, the Utica Comets. LeBate trying to get over to the bench. Looks like he's laboring just a little bit.
Their attitude has to be, I'm going to come down and be one of the best players, if not the best player in the American Hockey League, and force the hand that obviously if the Toronto Maple Leafs have any kind of injury problems or they have some players not playing well, that they're going to look to those 2 players first.
Demko has tried to get out of the goal a couple of times, and now Here's a chance for Smith to put it away. Great defensive play by Chaput. Janssen over to get it.
That was a great effort by Chaput, no question about it. It looked like Ben Smith was going to ice the game with the empty netter right there. And we've got 2 minutes and 3 seconds to play here in regulation with an empty net for Utica and 6 attackers against 5.
Lifted to the far side. McEnany goes after it. Comets trying to organize up the empty goals. Demko pulled in favor. The extra attacker. Here's Goldobin, who has the Comets goal in this one. Cross ice at the blue line. Challenged. Still after it. Travis Dermott. They keep it in. Boucher finds McEnany. Looks, shoots, blocked, and knocked back out as Altonen got a stick on it to send it down the ice. Marlies make full change. Kapanen still out. Back down the near side. Megna with speed, but Valiev picks it up and he lifts it right back out. It's touched on the high stick. And the Syracuse
crunch as they ended up going to the next round.
Long shot, scores! Soshnikov takes a chance as their Marlies are going to come away with a victory to start the American Hockey.
Markstrom didn't have one of the greatest games and let a couple soft goals in, so they're already looking for a change.
Now they've had some oh no, a quick feed from behind the net off the skate of Allmark. They got all tied up in their own end and went in the net. And the Comets come out and score quickly here at only 46 seconds of this game. Bad mistake on the part of the Amerks.
Well, it was dumped in and went around behind the net, and I'm not sure how that happened, but all of a sudden Allmark was outside of his net. We were watching the Jumbotron. They dump it in. It's a foot race going behind it. Allmark gets there, and I do believe they tried to put it throughout the other side, and they hit Allmark, who hadn't got out from behind the net yet.
So, call it a fluke, but it still counts the same. It's 1-0 in favor of the Comets. That's the first game this season. The Amers did not score first. The Comets now have scored first in all 3 of theirs. Shot around behind the Amherst net. It comes down into the near corner. Gooley is back. His pass off in the air, recovered behind his net by Fadoon, and a pass up the wall is out over the line to center ice. We still haven't played a minute of this game. Feed forward, blocked at the Rochester blue line now. Pass on the right side. Criscotto after it, but won't reach it. His back forward is Brisebois. Turning in front of his net. Will spin it forward now to center ice, and Amherst will turn back for it. Other teams that are in the West now, their affiliations are in the West. California or Arizona or wherever it is. Right around the near side. Out to center ice and ahead with it. That turned in by Moses into Gooley, moving in a goal backhander. And Demko got the left pad on a nifty move by Gooley. Nice setup pass for Moses. And the puck dumped down to the Amerks zone along the near wing, tipped toward the net. Not getting back to block it away is Bailey. His pass, however, not out, and that's cleared through the slot and dribbled out over the line to center ice. Weirkosh, his first game in a Utica uniform, drops it in over the line. On the left wing side, shot in by LeBate, but no, make that Banks. Dumped in behind the Amherst net, dug out by LeBate. Back at the right point, Subban to the left side. A feed in the slot, that to Goldobin. Back at the right side, Subban moving in. His shot tried to pick the upper corner and missed. Weirkosh at the left point keeps it in. Draws it down the boards and in the slot. That's blocked coming down the corner. The Amerks after it. Porter looking to dig it out. Hits the referee. And Chaput trying to break it on goal. Getting tied up with Moses. Puck rolls behind the net. The Amerks recovered. Head for Porter. Slips it out to center ice. Redmond continuing on the left wing. Back to Porter in the slot. But then when bounced away off the stick of Redmond. Never got a shot away. Here's a feed off to Moses on the left wing side. Back at the point along the near boards. Bailey through to the right point. Long shot from Nelson. That one is swept aside by Thatcher. Demko, and now in the corner. Pass into the slot, and now it's brought forward by Chatfield of the Comets. Head on the left side. Goldobin entering the Amherst zone, spinning off on the boards, dropping it out top. Long shot from there, tipped into the midsection of Allmark.
Before they get their first home game.
Because of construction at the War Memorial in Utica. Long shot again, stick stop Allmark. Puck pops up in the air, pass into the slot. The Amherst take it, slipped out to center ice, so they're playing the month of October on the road. Their first home game in the newly renovated building will be November the 1st against Rochester. So 8 straight on the road, and then they play 8 of 9 at home. Turned up ice by Nelson, tried to split through, however blocked away out to center ice. Hammers take it, dump it in again. Shot by Page around behind the net. The Amherst making quick changes here, and now it's brought forward by the Comets. Center ice and on the left wing boards, continuing on, entering the Amherst zone. A shot from there, glove stop, Allmark on the shot coming in. Point rolls out to center ice. Comets have it. Bring it forward. Amherst finishing up a line change. In over the line, top of the slot, off to Goldobin. Drops it back out to the right point for Weirkosh. Shot, pad save, rebound shot, knocked down at the side of the net, and swept aside into the near corner. Dug out by Banks. There's a penalty coming up here to the Amherst. There it's intercepted by Smith. Whistle blows, and this will be a slap.
Last 2 games, they've killed off 10 out of 10. They're number 1 in the league right now.
At the left point, shot in. That's deflected. Dribbled just by the left post. Shot around the boards. That's out and down ice.
And the power play for Utica is 3rd. Last 2 games, they've scored 3 times in 8 opportunities.
So last weekend, 2 games, they scored 4 goals. 3 of them were on the power play. So you don't want to give these guys, it would appear, power play opportunities.
That's one of the keys. Gordonine said special teams.
Carried forward now by the Comets up to the blue line. Holm on the left wing. That's in over the Rochester line. Back at the point. Holm keeps it in again. Plays it off on the left wing side. The bounced away. The Amherst get a piece of it. It's cleared away by Redmond and down. And so fresh legs out now as the Amherst have Baptiste and Criscolo up front.
4 remaining. Shot clock 12-7 in favor of Utica.
Pass on the left wing side. Stepping in to tip it aside is Porter, who carries the puck up the right wing. Catching up is Bailey. Pass in front, and Bailey couldn't get a hold of it. Off on the near side, Moses into the backboards for Bailey. Left wing board spinning around is Dump, and the puck pulled around behind the net. Porter then will knock Banks off the puck, but it's taken back, or make that Boucher, and back out to center ice. Amherst recovering the puck. Porter pass over the line, just out of the reach of Moses, and shot through to center ice. Here's Redmond for the Amherst, up the right wing, and that one bounced away from Moses. Amherst getting to it, jammed along the wall by McWilliam, but not out, taken back, dumped in the Amherst zone, and Rochester back for the puck, getting up at the red line, but that one blocked away. We have a penalty coming up.
And delayed penalty here, and looks like Hudson Fashion's going to go to the box, and with a minute and 21 seconds left here in the first period, Utica is going to get their 2nd power play opportunity. So Hudson Fashion off 2 minutes for slashing. Faceoff comes back into the Rochester zone to the left of Allmark. And Shaput is down there for the draw. And he's got Kevin Porter, the captain of this Amherst team, in for the draw against him.
And once again, we're going to be seeing probably a lot more slashing this year, because you can't do like you used to do, whack the guy in the arm or whatever. You got to be trying to take a whack at the puck if that's what you're doing. That's cleared along the wall, out and down ice. So back for go the Comets. We're down to 1:10 to go here in the first period. Utica scoring 46 seconds into the game, as the Amherst got a little tied up in their own end. And the puck cleared into the Rochester zone in the corner. Bailey takes it. Tried to fire it away, blocked. Now Porter gets a hold of it, and he'll jam it the rest of the way down ice.
Demko will set it up in behind as Helm comes back for it to start the rush up the ice.
42 seconds to go in the period. Rod ahead on the left wing boards. Into the Amherst zone, through to the near point. Bouncing puck. Got away momentarily, kept it again. Boucher's pass down into the corner. As tied up is LeBate. The Amherst take it away. Shot around the far side, but Goldobin gets a hold of it. Through to the right wing side, bounced away out the stick of Boucher, and over the line to center ice. Now 20 seconds left in the period. And just a minute to go in the power play. Out top of the slot, that's in skate, swept ahead to center ice for C.J. Smith. Working wide to the right side, that's not C.J., that's Criscolo. Criscolo sends it around the near side, where it's kept in and dumped in behind the net. Criscolo tied the wraparound into the stick of Demko, covers.
39 seconds left on this power play for Utica, 0 for 1 so far tonight.
And here we go now in the second period. Turn to the Rochester blue line, but back out to center ice. Here come the Comets. And on the right wing boards, entering the zone off of the far boards is Daou, getting tied up, but is kept into the point by Holm. Sends a backhander down into the corner. Out in front, Daou with a shot for the back post, and that one blocked away and comes out on the near wing. Round behind the net. Shot around the boards in the far wing, bounced away off the stick of Bouchard, but kept in. He'll carry it down the corner, then tripped up and taken down by Page. And the Amherst will waiting for the breakout to develop here. We'll bring it out the left side, a feed forward to Goldobin on the left wing, back on the right side, passing off, entering the zone and in the corner, spinning around Daou, but can't get loose, and the puck blocked off his stick. In the corner board, they battle for it. Shot along the wall, and that off the stick of Weirkosh is out to center ice. Bailey chasing him, up ends. Weirkosh didn't see the puck. Almost had an opportunity, but that got away, and he heads to the bench. As the Amherst getting new legs out, the puck dumped around behind the Amherst. Redmond chasing it down, fires it along the glass. That went through and all the way down ice. And now there's 23 seconds to go in the remaining penalty. And behind the net, turning in the corner, Bouchard looking to get away from Moses, brings it up the right side. And he shot in. That's knocked down by Olmark. He's on and holds on. Rebound cleared away by Criscolo. And that went out and down ice. Will be chased back by the Comets. And behind his net, Holm brings it away. Penalty now expires. Amherst at full strength. Blocked away, and up with it is Page. Pass on the right side, over the line. Here's C.J. Smith breaking in a goal. It's knocked out the end of his stick by Holm. Centers it through in front. Nobody there. And it's over the far point, kept in by Fadoon. Scoops it down in the corner, chips it in behind the net. Blocked away on the near boards, and that went sneaking past Ross and all the way down. And back for go the Amherst, and that'll be an icing call. 17:04 to go. Ross stepping in for the face-off as Gill was chased. That one flipped in the air and down ice, and looks like it might be another icing call. It is. Bringing the face off again. Up to the left of Demko. Quick shot, Bailey, and a pad save for Demko. All the near wing back at the point. Bailey has it again, tees it up, takes a shot, and a kick save. Huge rebounds from Demko. In the corner, Porter centers it across the goal mouth. Through the blue paint, comes out the near side. In the corner, Daou's pass. Stepping up once again, Bailey. As the Amherst picking up the pace, Bailey dumps his man from behind. And the puck is cleared through, and all the way down the Amherst zone. Back for it goes Nelson. Bailey stepping in for the face-off. Pulled back at the left point, however, is kept in by Woods. Or no, by Weirkosh. Shot into the corner boards, and now looking to dig it loose is Moses for the Amherst has it. Cycles it behind the Amherst net on the other side. Dropped back by Redmond, and behind again for Fadoon. As the time running out here on this power play opportunity, down to 25 seconds to go, and a pass on the right side. Moses enters the zone along the near boards, drops it back at the point for Porter. He'll jam it down the corner for Moses. Round behind the net over the far wing to Redmond. Gets a hold of it, tied up, and a pass off top. Fadoon carries it down on the left wing boards into the corner. As he stops and looks around, back at the point, it's Moses to the right side. Redmond moving in, feed through the slot coming down the far corner. I think that was actually a set play where the Amherst tried to get a tip on it but missed. Pass through on the right side. Redmond shot into the chest of Demko. Covers up. He just got away from Gooley. Here's a feed in front again. Up in the air. Batted aside. Where it's taken now. And Ross fans on his clearing pass. Comes up with the puck again. Retreats behind the net. Amherst at the moment just looking a little lost here, Rick.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're having struggled. I mean, the pressure that's being put on by Utica. And just bad passes, bad selections to not help the situation.
Rod forward up ice now on the right side and over the line. That went backhanded into the near corner as they get tied up. Gill looking to dig it out, throws it on top, kept in. McWilliams spins it off at the far corner for Fashing. On the left wing side, turning, being chased there by Chatfield. Pass into the slot for Gill. As shot goes wide, comes down the backboards and in the corner, backhanded by Sotner out to the blue line. Blocked and kept in again by McWilliam. However, in the slot, picked off and carried forward by the Comets. Long pass at the right side, Goldobin. In the Rochester zone is poked off the end of his stick by McWilliam. Hanging in the corner, dug out there by Redmond, spinning around, lays it behind the net. And around the near boards where it's now taken by McWilliam. Up the right side to center ice for Fashing. On the left wing boards, brought in
Average.
I don't know what he might have had for shutouts last year. Buck in the corner, cleared along the near side. That's through and down ice. Slashing is the call on Criscolo. That's the third slashing against the Amherst on the night. And the Comets' fourth power play, steered aside by Olmark, coming down to the near corners, dumped behind the net to the far side. Back at the right point where it's kept in by Holm, and along the right wing boards. That's given off on the right side by Daou, and a pass into the pads of Olmark. Daou hammering away at it, finally stood up by Redmond, and the puck ends up in the far corner. Dug out again by the Comets. Pass in front, blocked in the slot, and cleared out top by Fashing, but not out. Still kept in, the Comets have it. Backdoor side, out top, and a shot from there. That's a pad save. Puck knocked down, goes wide. Backhander in front. Fashing gets a hold of it, backhands it through the slot, and out to center ice. Hallmark was down and out. The Amherst fortunate to clear it away. Off of the right side again. Have a man in front, and the shot in on goal blocked away. As trying to tip it in front was Boucher, and that's all the way down ice. In the Amherst zone is Carcone. Turns along the far side, drops it on the point. Feet on the near wing, moving in. Goldobin with a shot. That went blocked in front. Turned out the near side, and Porter digs it out. His pass to center ice. Moses on the left wing, in over the line to Gooley. As he brings it forward, tried to backhand it in front, but blocked away, comes on top. Redmond long shot in, and that off the stick is up over the glass, out the back at his own blue line. McWilliam with a feed forward. Bashing on the left wing side. Drawn in over the line in the high slot, taken down. Is Gill, can't get any loose, can't get anywhere with it. Puck cleared along the boards, round behind the net. Bashing in the backboards is wrapped up. Grabbed onto, but no call, and the puck in behind the net is slipped off the glass around the near side. Pinching down for the point, Redmond blocks it, keeps it in. Shot toward the net, that missed wide. And around to the far point, kept in by McWilliam. Just barely had to reach back for it, but does keep it in. In behind the net, and off at the near corner. It's Gill on the right wing side, coming out in the high slot. Lays it off on the left wing side to McWilliam, moves in. That shot in front, knocked down. Another shot in off the pad of Demko. Didn't even have to move it, hit him in the pad and blocked away, and then tipped out over the line to center ice. Hammocks up with it again, fired in by McWilliam around behind the net. Comes down the near wing, Redmond stepping up. He'll then send it the other way, but there's nobody there in the far corner. Where it's chased down, and Boucher will send it to center ice. Hammocks back to recover the puck at their own blue line. Ahead now, in over the line. Well, they jumped too quick. Getting set now for the face-off. Goldobin will step in again against Criscolo for the face-off. The puck rolls down the corner as Gooley's tied up. It's drawn in behind the Amerks net. Banks will send it around the boards. Criscolo checking back as he gets tied up. The puck frozen up against the boards on the near wing. C.J. Smith trying to get loose is dumped to the ice, and the puck sent through in the far boards. Kept in there, and a feed in on goal. Blocked and comes down behind the net. Out the backboard, swept away and behind by Gooley. He'll catch up to it, feeds up the sideboards, and Criscolo scoops it along the wall to center ice. C.J. Smith over the red line, sweeps it in around behind the Utica net. Comets back for the puck. Cleared off of the backboards, comes out the near wing and away with it. Here's a feed by Banks up the right wing side. Entering the Amerks zone, Chaput with a shot, hits a leg, and then went bouncing out the other side. Carried forward by Fashion, but he gets tied up. Still in the Amerks zone. Redmond reaching in, and tips it off the stick of LeBate on the back shot back in the Amerks zone where it's chased down by Nelson. Down to 13:20 to go in the third, and the Amerks still trailing. It's 2-0 for the Comets. Scored one 46 seconds into the game, added a little insurance at the second period. That's dumped all the way down. Blackwell will get there first. Backhander behind the net, but picked off, and the Comets have it back. Out at the near point, however, Fadoon gets to it to keep it in. To Blackwell on the left side, turns, takes a shot, but off a stick, ends up off of the far corner, and Goldobin overskates it. Cornell looking to dig it loose and does. Out in front, Blackwell with a wrister put up over top of the net. Comes around the near wing and on the left wing side, dumps it down in the corner. Pacing after it is Dalton Smith in the corner boards as they bump. Looking to dig it out, Cornell, and the puck in behind the net, carried away by Subban. On the backboard, stepping up on it. Shot toward the net, that's knocked down. Another centering pass through the blue paint out the near side, and the puck rolls out through center ice. Fadoon off of the far boards. Taken there, shot in around behind the net by Redmond. Getting to it, Smith in front. Oh, a tip shot in back. Re-entering on the right wing, Redmond to Porter. Moving and drops it back in the slot, but the pass was behind his line mate, and now it's brought up ice by the Comets. On the left side, entering the Amerks zone, Weirkosh. In the corner, spinning around, will shoot it behind the net around the near boards, and checking back on the play is Ross. That went in the air to the blue line, is grabbed at the point and kept in by Sotner. Dumps it in behind the Amerks net. Nelson back for it. Feeds forward where it's picked off by the Comets. Goldobin trying to move it on goal around behind the net. Backhander hits the net. Out in front. Shot from the backdoor side into the pad of Ullmark. Man, did he dodge a bullet there, and the puck pulled away. It's flipped along the wall out of the zone. So close.
He didn't see that puck be passed out from behind. He was on one side and it came out the other.
You see last night the San
same
Jose
goal.
of Ullmark. That rolls out top of the slot, kept in. And on the right side, Boucher, feet in front, tipped wide around the boards at the far point. That's home to get to it to keep it in, then blocked off his stick, but at the point, gets it back again on the right side. Boucher with a shot up over top of the net. That's around the far side. Backboards, Gooley moving in. Gets wrapped up, Porter comes up with it, then it's taken and shot along the glass and down ice, so back go the Comets. Demko behind his net. They'll lay it off in the near corner where it's carried forward. Boucher leads the way. He already has 2 assists in this game. He has a team leading 5 points for the Comets this season. That's taken away by the Amerks, dumped all the way down again. Minute 14 to go in this power play, down to 5:48 to go in the third period. On the near wing, shot around behind the net. Allmark stops it. Shoots it off the glass around the near side. Gets it to the point, but Subban is there in time to keep it in. Throws it off at the left point. A feed in the slot. Return pass. Goldobin on top. Subban on the left wing. Watched closely by Criscolo. In the slot. Pass on the left wing side. Goldobin on top. There's a shot in by Subban. That's knocked down and fired along the wall and down ice by the Amerks. Rolling in on goal where it'll be as the puck comes out the near side. Back of the point area, still kept in. Shot toward the net by Chatfield. That's wide and comes down the far corner. Centered in, but behind the net comes around the near wing. There is a penalty coming up here to the Amerks. Merchandise as well as the opportunity to receive unique VIP experiences in Amerks games. Every time you use your Amerks debit card, a portion of each transaction is donated to the Villa of Hope, helping to support local youth in Rochester. As the puck is in the Rochester zone, comes out top of the slot. Subban has it there, just barely able to keep it in. As he's being hounded from behind by Blackwell, sends it along the boards on the near side, the right point for Weirkosh. He'll scoop it around behind the Amherst net, coming down the far corner, reversed by Banks in the backboards, but played up the far wall and now to the blue line where it's out over the line to center ice. 2.5 to go here in this third period. Carried forward in over the line and moving in, and a shot ripped up over top of the net by Goldobin. That's ripped along the boards and down ice by Porter. Go back for it. Go the Comets on ice, and that's going to be it. Orange sound, so Demko comes. He's looked excellent so far in the appearances we've seen him right from the start. The puck played in over the Rochester line. The Amerks shooting at the net to our left, wearing the whites. And, of course, the visiting Comets wearing the dark uniforms. As the puck is now drawn away, Burrows, Boucher up the left wing, throws it back, but that's intercepted, taken away. The Amerks have it. Up the near boards, Criscolo with a shot, kicked away by Demko, and the puck on the far boards, Fasching with a return shot. Didn't make it to the net, gets a return pass in on goal, but blocked and sent out the near wing. From the left point, Gooley with a shot. That's a pad save, and the puck coming down in the corner. Chip behind the net, Criscolo looking for a centering pass, but tied up at the back boards as McEnany will wheel it around the near side. Moving in for a hit of the sideboards, Ross, and the puck comes to center ice. That was Gill with the hit, and now taken at his own blue line by Goers. It bounced. Puck dropped to the right of Wilcox at the left point, kept in, pass tipped away down ice, and that's too far ahead as Criscolo can't catch up to it. Demko draws it behind his net, gives it off to Home, plays it behind into the far corner for Goldobin. He'll cheat it through the slot out of the near side, and Boucher the right wing to center ice, but his pass knocked down, bouncing it over the Rochester line, then it's swept away to center ice by Goers. Back for it, Home in his own zone for the Comets being chased by C.J. Smith. Now it's turned in to center ice. Boucher, who leads this team with 6 points already this year, scoops it in around behind the Amerks net. Getting to it, Gooley hammers it around the near boards, blocked at the point, kept in, and a feed in the slot to the right side. Pass backdoor side, they score. Quick feed, Banks across the goal mouth to the back door, which was wide open, and that's the first power play goal against this season.
I think that's went to the slot, went over to the side of the net, and then right to the back door to Archibald, who had nothing but net, and gives Utica a 1-0 lead here. At least we made it past the 46 seconds that we did last time.
Yeah, Archibald's first goal of the season. And so LeBate will step in for the face-off against Porter. And the puck coming out in front, finding the opening is Nelson to shoot at the length of the ice. Back for it, go the Comets. Turned ahead up the slot and away to center ice. On the near boards and continuing on, dumped in by Banks, and he stood up and dumped. Back for it in the corner is Nelson for the Amerks. He's triple teamed, and the puck comes out in front. It'll be brought away by the Amerks. Brought up ice by Porter. Has Fasching with him. Being hooked from behind. There's a penalty being called. Markey came back pretty well last night. He gave up the first couple of goals, but then...
I saw the 5-hole, the one that went through the 5-hole the other night.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty soft.
Well, he held on for the win last night, so that maybe saved him for another day. Carried ahead to center ice. Of course, much to the disappointment of the Sabres fans last night as Vancouver's beat the Sabres. Back in their own zone where it's taken now by Moses. Cycles it along the wall on the far side for Baptiste. Sends it up the boards to center ice. That went off a stick. In the air, comes down in the Amerks zone on the near boards. McWilliam with a backhander ahead. Is wiped out in front of the bench. Giving it off to Porter. Turns up the right wing and comes through to center ice. Penalty now expires. So the Amerks unable to score in the power play. Porter pulls it forward. Throws it in a goal, but that one tipped around behind the net. In the far corner, Cornell laying it back at the right point. Shot toward the net. That's off a leg, comes out of the zone. Nelson controls, takes, sweeps it in. Hammers clear the zone. The Comets have it in behind their own net. Feed up the left wing side for Goldobin. Back to the near boards. That one bouncing in the air off of Percy. Able to clear it away to the blue line, but not out. Comes to the near boards, dropped back on top, all the way to the far point, kept in by Home. And a shot from there up in the air, comes down the slot as they hammer away at it. Comes loose again in front, and blocked and carried forward by the Amerks. Brought up ice and on the left wing board, scooped in, deep in the corner by Krause. And on the back, they have taken in a period, which is 19. The other time they did it was against Utica in the second period of the last game. Rod forward, now here come the Amerks up ice. Malone wide on the right side, but overskated the puck. Turned back by the Comets. Hassel on the far boards, entering the Amerks zone, chase down there, and slipped by Nelson behind his net. Out the near side, a feed through the slot. That threw everybody and all the way down. This will be an icing the other way, as that was cleared power play opportunity, and they've scored one power play goal. A puck along the near wing, played along the wall to center ice by Porter, but chased down again. The Comets with it. Home on the left wing side, slips it in over the line, but it bounces away. Getting to it, Allen can't clear. Still kept in, out top of the slot. On the left wing boards, feed through, near board shot, and they score. One-time shot from the right wing face-off circle by Boucher, just inside the post off the...
They are, what is it, 2 for 4? And 2 for 3, and the one was only 29. One power play was only 29 seconds long. So it's definitely they've got.
Goes to the corner. Nelson behind the net to the near side for Fashing. Up the left wing and through to center ice. Batted in over the line by Chris Colo, chasing after along the near boards. As the puck drawn out, here's Chris Colo in front, moving it. Fashing shoots. Head save Demko, and he's on the rebound and holds on. Oh, played pretty well, and we haven't seen a whole lot of them, but he played very well until this one tonight. So here we go now in period number 2. And the puck along the far boards is being hacked at center ice in the skates of the linesman, Derek Sylvester. Get out of the way, Derek. And the puck is hit over the line, chased down by the Comets in their own zone. That flipped through and all the way down. Wide of the net, lands on the back of the net, and it'll be an icing call. Puck drop, goes to the corner. Cypher's getting to it, tips it along the near side, flipped in the air out to center ice, and back forward at his own blue line where it's scooped along the wall by Nelson. However, shot right back in the Amerks zone. It'll be chased down into the corner by Nelson.
Last night he was replaced by Wilcox in the second period, late in the second, and tonight he replaces...
He did block the pass. The puck hit him first and everything. It's not like he just went down and took the legs out from under the guy.
I've never seen that call before.
Me either. Well, anyway, it's another power play opportunity for the Comets. Goldobin up the left wing. Throws it to the backdoor side, and a shot in. That's in front of the net. Where's the puck? A whole host of bodies in the blue paint. That's underneath somebody. Comes loose and kept in. Out top again on the left wing side to Archibald. In the slot, bounces away, and Blackwell clears it the length of the ice.
That puck was left all alone beside Allmark. He didn't even see it. It was beside him with an empty net, and all of a sudden somebody jumped on it.
Rod forward up the left wing side, but bounced away off of Goldobin and up into his own player bench and out. And a fire to center ice, knocked down the Rochester blue line, then chipped in over the line. On the near wing, getting a piece of it, Gooley, but can't clear. Quick shot, Goldobin went for the upper corner. That's over top of the net and all the way down. Well, back for it go the Comets. And behind their own net, Chatfield. As he's watched in front by Chris Colo. Chatfield still with it. Retreats the other way, out the right side, and a feed ahead along the far boards. Banks drops it off. Continuing ahead, Goldobin drops it back, and Chatfield has to turn back. Has to center ice, stepping up on it, where it's taken by Gooley, shoots it in. The layoff side, but the Amerks clear the zone. Down behind the net and off of the far boards, up the wing to center ice. Nope, blocked at the blue line, kept in again by Gooley. Kicked forward by Chris Colo in the corner, and then the deuce puck dug out and cleared cross-streak to center ice by the Comets. Here comes Goldobin across the Rochester blue line as the puck rolls down the corner. And
Allmark.
Puck drop, brought out into the slot and away with it, Fashing up the right side. Winds up with a shot way wide left of the net, around to the far point. Percy pinching in, but couldn't keep it in, and here come the Comets now 2-on-1. Up the left side, that's brought in by Boucher. Drops it back, and a shot back to his side, sneaks through, and out the other wing, and now carried ahead to center ice. Smith chips a pass forward, but that's blocked away. Out to center ice again. Tip forward, fashing on the near side, off to Criscolo. Entering the zone, stick handling his way in the slot, but blocked off the end of his stick. And taken back by the Comets. A feed through to center ice, out of the reach of Boucher all the way down. The Amerks back for it. In his first point, Holm gets an assist. Gives him 2 on the night. LaPlante gets an assist. His first point of the season. As the puck in the Amerks zone, and it's out top of the slot, hopped over the stick of the point man and all the way down ice.
Now Rochester on the penalty kill again, as it's Percy in the box.
And 6th power play opportunity for the Comets. Holm in his own zone. Center ice for Goldobin. Draws it in over the Rochester line. Pass on the right side to Boucher. He'll then lay it out top of the slot. Reaching it just in time to keep it in home. On the near wing, Goldobin on the right side. Boucher in out top. There's a wrist shot in front, blocked in the slot, batted away to the blue line, but still not out. Goldobin has it. Has a man in the back door. In front, the shot. Sliding save, Allmark. A great save as he got across the goal mouth to Rob Archibald. And the puck in the far corner chased after. However, as they tie up on the side boards, that's dug loose by Boucher behind the net for Archibald. They'll then lay it out on the near side. Goldobin, return pass, hits a skate, blocked away. In the corner, Hammers get to it, shoot it high in the air and out to center ice. It was touched with a high stick, should draw a face-off.
Very well, and they make the goaltenders move and open up, and that's the one thing that Demko hasn't had to do. He hasn't had to move and open up. He just plants himself in one spot, and they just keep hitting him with the puck. They need to go get some lateral movement and get him moving out of his position.
Dribbles around behind the Amerks net. On the backboards, Nelson in the far corner to McWilliam. Side steps a check, retreats behind his net, plays it around the near side. Nelson on the near boards for Smith, and they feed to the far boards, carried up the left wing side by McWilliam. He'll dump it in and then gets squeezed out of the side board, steps up and knocks the puck down, takes it back again, flips it in over the Utica blue line, but the Comets have it. And carry forward, Goldobin weaves his way across rink on the near side, enters the zone, but there's a player over the line offside. Safe and secure. Mapco Auto Parks, the official parking company of the Rochester Americans. Shot in around behind the Amherst net, comes down the near wing. And into the corner boards. Is taken now by the Amerks and a feed by Moses. That's off on the left wing side. Gill gets a return pass. Fanned on the shot as it rolled off the heel of his stick. Wraparound attempt, and Demko gets the left leg back.
Same play, so faceoff comes all the way back to the right of Allmark.
Rochester Americans in your Stop DWI program. Hope you enjoy this game. We want to remind you to have a plan to get home safely. If you've been drinking, don't drive, get a ride. At the Rochester blue line and turning back in the Amerks zone goes Nelson. Hands to work forward, throws it to the left wing boards and a feed along the far wing. Scooped in on goal by Kraus, and it's grabbed there by Demko.
You've got to get these guys moving, and if you just let them stand there, they'll have a heyday with it.
They shut out the Amherst the last time they played, so now 5 periods against Rochester this year, and he has not allowed the Amherst a goal. That out at center ice, where it's brought away, and on the left wing side, Smith entering the Amherst zone, is stick handling in, but as he's taken to a knee, the puck drills away into the corner and dug out back at the left point. Gooley with a shot, missed the net wide, and that's around behind out the other side. Goers down from the right point, kept in. Smith with a shot, hits a stick in front, bouncing around, coming down the far corner. That's dropped in behind the net. Played back to the near side, scooped along the wall, and that's out over the line to center ice. Chased back at his own blue line by Goers. All the way down, around behind his own net. Into the far corner and back to the point area. The Amherst unable to keep it in as Cornell couldn't get away. At his own blue line, Percy up the right side. Malone deflects it in deep in the zone around behind the Utica net. Back goes Chatfield as he's tied up at the backboards and around the far wing, and the puck coming out in front of the net will be carried away to center ice. On the near boards, the Rochester blue line, Sotner on the attack. Pass in front, that's kicked away by Percy and scooped ahead to center ice. Percy on the attack now, up the right side, moving in as puck rolled off the stick of Kraus. Beating a goal again, Percy couldn't get a touch on it. Out top, here's Allen with a shot, hits something and ends up in the far corner. Bashing at it, pulled off his stick, and the Comets will draw it ahead to center ice. Banks has stood up at the Amherst with the puck. McWilliam up the right wing in his own zone. Comets back for it. Shot cross rink up the near side. Entering the Amherst zone is Goldobin. On the left wing side, a shot in. Off the shoulder of Allmark, knocked down. The puck played away to the far point. Still kept in along the boards. As they tie up, rolls out top of the slot. Taken down is Sotner. And the shot in up in the air. The Amherst are going to draw a penalty. Sotner Almost looked like it could have been a hold right there on Goers to haul him down.
Yeah, I thought they might have done an even up call there, but
Right away on the near wing, it's Boucher over the line. Pass intercepted top of the slot by Porter. Can't get it out, however. That bounces out in front and now flipped along out of the zone to center ice by Nelson. Picked up again by the Comets at their own blue line. Working forward, pass by Holm on the left wing side. Goldobin throwing it back on the near boards. Into the corner where it's scooped back to the point. Kept in at the right point by Holm. Out top of the slot. Pass off of the right side to Boucher. Looking in front, takes a shot, kick save Ullmark, and the rebound pulled out the other side. It's Porter to center ice, a little bit too far ahead for Moses, couldn't reach it. In front of the player benches, that's now Porter, but pulled off the end of his stick, and reaching in for it, Allen, as the puck knocked loose in the sideboards and a collision there. It's pulled back on the near side. Entering the Amherst zone, Hamilton up the right wing. Into the corner, being chased as he turns, trying to get away from Nelson. Spun in the backboards once again around behind the Rochester net. Allen tying up his man, Archibald. It's brought out in front. Hamilton with a shot. Hits a leg and bounces out the other side. Back pass in front of the net and picked off by Allen, set behind the net. Penalty expires and the Amherst are at full strength. On the near wing, drawn ahead to the point, but kept in again. It is Cyphers to the far point. Shot in. Up in the air, comes down wide of the net. Allen shoots it away at the point. Still blocked and kept in. Pass over the near side. A wobbler off the stick of Cyphers is out to center ice. Just past the halfway point. But as they separate, the pass forward. Taken and Archibald scoops it in behind the Amherst net. Back goes Goers for the Amherst. Chips it off in the near corner for Gooley. Ahead on the left wing side to Gill. Back to the right wing boards and ahead with it Porter. Enters the Utica zone, pass in the slot and moving in. Unable to get a hold of it for the shot is Gill, and the puck comes down the near corner. It's Gill in the slot. Quick one-timer Porter, but off a leg wide, comes down the far corner. Down to 6:35 to go in the third. On the backboards, reaching in is Gill. He's sandwiched off the puck. Drawn behind the net, and the puck in the far corner, dug out by the Comets, flipped high in the air, and all the way down to the Rochester blue line. Back for it, Gooley. Pass forward. That's blocked away the other way. Amherst have it back again. That's dropped back in the Amherst zone. A feed forward to Gill, trying to split the defense. Moving in, drops it off. Finishing, snaps his stick in half, and the puck dribbled.
2:18 face off to left of Demko.
Round behind the net. Off on the near wing, drop back in front of the net where it's carried forward. 2:10 to go. On the near side, in over the Rochester line as it's drawn by Banks of the backboards in behind the Amherst net. Goldobin trying to get loose, but tied up. Moving after the puck in the corner is Nelson, and it rolls behind the Amherst net on the near side, pulled away by Percy. Stuart Percy in his first game as an Amherst. Dropped in behind the net, penalty carried away by the Amherst. Brought up ice by Gill, wide on the right side over the blue line. Into the corner, able to backhand it behind the net, but there's nobody there. Sent around the near side, backhanded away at the point. Allen keeps it in, bats it toward the net. In the air, is pulled down and carried away by the Comets. Dropped back by Boucher in front of his own net. Minute and a half to go. Amherst have 40 shots now. It comes out the near side. As the horn sounds, and this misery of a weekend comes to an end.
On defense of the Checkers, along with Philip Samuelson, they lose a draw. Reed Boucher, the Lansing, Michigan native, fired it into traffic. Another Michigan native and Andrew Miller trying to send it down the left wing side. Laid ahead, picking it up is Phil Giuseppe. He went to the University of Michigan. Down the far wall it goes inside the Comet zone. We're 40 seconds in the game. Carter Banks off the dasher. Did it hit a deflection or did it go? Charlotte has it again, left to right in period number one. Kitchen banned on his pass. He had to go back and try to retrieve it. It's loose and it's held by Goldobin. He fired a shot into the arm of Nedeljkovic. It's on the line but not cleared. Centered by Philip Holm, then it's punched out to center ice. Charlotte trying to regather. Can they do it? Yes. Zikov fires it in. He knows his team wants to make a line change, and they quickly get to the bench. Now from right to left, Reed Boucher. He'll fire it into the far corner of the Charlotte zone. Boucher playing at Sarnia 1 year in the OHL. 48 remaining here in the first period. Boucher knocked down Kitchen, who gets back on his feet. Up ahead, Checkers on side. Bishop centering pass, bouncing off the dasher, then the Kitchen stepping in. Now back to the point, Chelios holds it, waits to the far side, one-timer, never got through on goal as a near deflection by Bishop. What a game Clark Bishop had against Toronto as he picks it up on the far side. Now to the point it goes, a one-timer. Bachman a save off the stick. Launched back to the right wing. Now it's Gauthier down low. Wraparound chance, never got through. Bishop had an opportunity. Kachelios another shot. That's in the left hand of Bachman. Dragged out to the neutral zone. Kitched it. He's played a lot already, hasn't he? First game back after not missing the entirety of the season so far. And now it's an icing call against Charlotte. Feeling like they could, but you have to wait for the injury to heal, and he'll get his feet wet tonight. Doesn't seem like they're holding him back in terms of playing, but he has been practicing with the team, so they are confident he'll get to the level he wants to be at fairly soon. Puck inside the Utica zone. Bachman yelling at his defense, eventually played by Holm, then cross ice by Boucher, now picked up by Goldobin. Moscow, Russia, native, dragging it over the line, then to Boucher. Wanted the deflection from Banks and never came. Around the boards it goes. McEnany was able to send it a backhand, now loose to the near corner in the Charlotte end now. McEnany settles it with his hand. Did he keep it in? No, he did not. And you can hear the linesman yelling, off, off. Utica has to tag up, which they'll do with 12.5 to go in the first period. Left to right. The Checkers PK is tied for 14th at 85%. Let's see what they can do here. As a loose puck on the near side now goes to Goldobin. Twisting with it, top of the near circle, then across. Goldobin waits, looking for the deflection. Nice job by Samuelson to get in the way of it. Back to Holm on the point. Across for the one-timer! And Nedeljkovic lost his mask. Charlotte winning the faceoff in the D zone, able to fling the puck down to the right of Bachman. DiGiuseppe and Walmark up front. Wesley on defense, along with Dennis Robertson, right to left, by way of the Comets in their power play breakout. Goldobin to Boucher, now Archibald, but they are offside. They got confused at the line. The second-year pro has scored the most points through the first 7 games of the season in franchise history, by the way, eclipsing John Matsumoto in the 11-12 season. Here the Checkers come right back in. McEwen fires and just missed it. Maybe Bachman got a piece of it with the glove. Close call there. Now Samuelson, he'll fire a big rebound off the left pad of Bachman, and it's out to center now in the Charlotte zone. Boucher holding up on the near boards, rolls it off the dasher. Now stepping up is Goldobin. We have a stop and play. I think we have another penalty. We have another penalty, but Utica making a change. Now they're on side as they take the puck again. McEnany centered it, knocked down Banks, fired and just missed on the glove side. Far too many chances for the Comets coming down the left wall in this period. Back in the Charlotte zone, Chelios sent it off the wall, stolen by Banks. And backhander, Goldobin, now Banks again. Looking up to the point, McEnany's there. Rister, Nedeljkovic just saving the puck, will ricochet off his left pad to the far boards. Back to center ice. Utica will regroup, or will they? They'll send it right ahead. Goldobin with a room from a sharp angle, fired and just missed. Dennis Robertson blindly threw it out to center, and it's scooped up by the Comets again. Here they come. Now they got to turn back in their own zone. 5:20 period. Subban looking up the ice. Utica on their controlled breakout. Patrick Brown first the forecheck, standing at the lip of the crease. Indirect pass to the left wing side. Now in the Charlotte zone. Knocked down by Robertson, but not cleared. Boucher from a sharp angle. Fired on goal. Nedeljkovic a save. Puck is still loose between the circles. Across. Here's a shot. Oh, it didn't go in. What a great chance for the Checkers with 100 seconds left to go in the first period. Excellent read by Robertson to send it to the oncoming Miller. Back out to center ice in possession of the Comets. McEwen couldn't clear. Second effort does chop it away from Goldobin before he had another clean look at Nedeljkovic. Waugh to Zikov. Didn't quite get to Tolchinsky like they had hoped. Right in front of the Checkers penalty box. The battle continues. 1:15 remaining. It is the first period. It is a 0-0 game. Charlotte with only 4 shots on goal. 65 seconds left in the first period. It's moving quite quickly. We're fine with that. On the line, not out. Shot towards Nedeljkovic, went wide. You hear the call of the last minute of play, the first period. Puck back. He was going to shoot the puck inside the right circle, and he threaded one through to Miller, who puts it in, and Miller now has goal number 2, point number 8 in game number 8, this season. Not bad. The Checkers lead it 1-0 as we are not yet through the first minute of play in the second. On the line, held in by Breezewall. Look out. Oh, it took a bounce off the end wall nearly to an open Goldobin. But it bounced in the Checkers' favor away from the net. Smashed off the dasher. Back to center ice. Goldobin is there, twisting with it to avoid the check. Now to Boucher. Mishandle it, stealing it. Sarla down the near side. Sarla's in. Cross ice pass. Oh, and missing Podorowski rather. Podorowski had room to shoot it and just bobbled at the last possible second. So Kitchen, by the way, has his first assist and first point as a Charlotte Checker. AYA, and questions, comments, whatever, we'll be talking about them if necessary. 15:44 to go. Second period. Charlotte 1-0. Easy save for Nedeljkovic as he gets that one left. Smart read there by Bishop. He knew not to send that puck into traffic. And now he'll get some help and get it right back as he steps in. Bishop holding, going wide. Circling the net now to the far side. Bishop hit by Subban. And Bishop gives one right back himself. On the right wing, the puck being worked in the Checkers. Backman swats it before it got to Brown. And now Breezewall gets hit by the captain, Brown, again. Checkers want to make a change, and they'll send a fresh body in the forecheck. That being Phil Giuseppe. Loose ahead. Reed Boucher will not get there before Nedeljkovic smartly played it off the boards. He's got to get back in his net, though. Goldobin centers it. Back to the point. Here's a shot coming, and blocking that one partially and forcing it wide of the goal. Nice job of the Checkers. And that was a selfless play by Wesley. Carter Banks turning. The Lethbridge Western Hockey League players. To Miller, scores a giveaway! A turnover! Checkers win the face-off in the defensive zone. Giuseppe, 2 assists tonight, fired it on the line, kept in. Archibald swept it to the right boards. Boucher goes back to the point. Shot through traffic, was blocked. Nice job by Giuseppe. He'll delay a bit and then hammer that one down the ice. He'll change up Walmark and Giuseppe. And I believe it's going to be Patrick Brown and Clark Bishop. Yes, they are on the ice. Dennis Robertson on defense with Josh Wesley. And here come the Comets in the Charlotte zone. They dish it out to the left wing side. Shot towards Nedeljkovic. A toe save off the left skate. Cleared again. 45 gone. 1:15 left in the man advantage. Gaunce. Now down the far side to Archibald. Subban. Don't look backhander. It'll be a race for the puck. It stays in for a moment before being ejected by Chelios. And no one had Tolchinsky's stick. 3-0 lead for the Checkers here in the second period. Not bad work for Charlotte. Bachman has to be wondering what happens if he gives up another one. It's not necessarily been his fault, but it hasn't been his night so far. Podorowski fired one, just went wide of Bachman. Kitchen again on the right wing side. Checkers buzzing here, folks. Centering pass gets all the way to the far side. Sarla across. Schilke back to the far point, and it bobbles out. Checkers right to left. Checkers win the face-off. High flip it down the ice. Not enough for icing. Giuseppe was racing after it. Long shot towards Nedeljkovic, went wide. 4:46 to go in the second period. 4-0 game. Here's Andrew Miller trying to angle that one. Giuseppe didn't connect. Flipped into the left of Nedeljkovic, who will yell instructions for his D. Decides to play it himself. Smartly, Nedeljkovic has really helped out his defense down low. It's a high stick. If McEwen touched it, it'll be a stop and play. Yes, it will be. And shot it all second period. 4 goals struck in this second period, all by Charlotte. We enter the period as Chelios puts a big hit to Goldobin. We enter the period 0-0. And actually, Utica had the better first period. And the Checkers' response, loud and clear. Carter Banks down the far side. Chelios stride for stride with him. Van Boucher got tattooed along the far wall boards as Kitchen was there. Andrew Podorowski to Alexi Sarala. Sarala stride for stride himself. Has it again. Sarala fires. Bachman kicked it away. Penalty. Power play will be over in 4 seconds. And now we have 25 as the Checkers and Comets back to even strength. Comets rather go back to even strength. Checkers are already there. 5. Oh, a big hit in the far side. It'll be Utica, though, holding behind their goalie. They want this period over, don't they? And it will be over in 6 seconds. Dumped into the right of Nedeljkovic. 2 seconds and 1. And a healthy Walmark wins it with DiGiuseppe and Miller up front. Valentin, Zykov, Sergei Tolchinsky, and Nick Waugh have been great tonight, as has the other 2 lines for the Checkers. It just seems like tonight they're rolling 4 lines, and they're rolling them quite well. There's a lot of energy in the Checkers lines, I should say. That second period was a burst of energy for the boys in white. Seem to be carrying it out here in the third period with a lot of jump. DiGiuseppe stays on to forecheck, likewise for Andrew Miller. They're going to get the Podorowski line when possible. He's going to go in down low. Podorowski got smashed there by Sautner. Still inside the Utica end, and it hits the glass and now comes back to the near boards. You got to go to the dirty areas. Patrick Brown stood right there at the front of the crease and got it. Well, I assume we're going to see a lot more of the pushing and shoving going on by Utica's sake. Woods has a hold of Brown. This time they don't fight each other. They just let each other go. And the face-off. All right, now the face-off to Nedeljkovic's left. Puck is played by Subban. Then to Goldobin. Lost control. Alexi Sarala for Charlotte. Now Podorowski. Rink-wide feed. And it's hammered in. Bachman stops it. McEnany, third period. The Checkers have a healthy 5-0 lead. And they'll bust through the neutral zone. And inside the Comets end. Miller going for a hat trick, but circles the net back to the point. McEwen starts and stops on the right side. Swipes at the puck, but it is going to be cleared by Boucher. There's Walmark well placed in the defensive zone. His pass intercepted, however, and it's picked up by the Comets again. Boucher one more time. Boy, he's been, all of Utica, they've been really bad. Their passes are being intercepted, knocked down. They've not been very fluid in trying to get the puck out of the defensive end, and the Checkers have really made him pay. Banks put a big shoulder into McEwen. Looks all right. That's Roland McEwen. There's another McEwen in the game, number 15 for Utica. As Nedeljkovic got tied up a bit now back at his crease. Of course, we told you earlier, not related, and they're not even spelled the same, but they are pronounced the same. Walmark was nearly behind the defense. Here's Miller now for Walmark at center ice. Walmark will leave it. Miller skating in. Miller going wide, cuts the mid-zone. Utica making a fire wagon change. As play continues on the fly, they'll do that. Loose puck in the neutral zone. DiGiuseppe. He wanted to get that one to the oncoming Miller. Taken by Subban. Checkers come right back in. Miller weaving through the defense. Right to Bachman, but it is held. Andrew Miller skating in. Over the Comets blue line. Fired by Walmark. That hit a body in front. Never got its way through to Bachman. The Checkers have 17 shots on goal. They've given up 23. Goldobin's pocket was picked. And Charlotte will clear it out here at center ice. There come with speed again. Andrew Miller looking for a hat trick. Holds up. No shot from there. Skate to stick far side. Weaving his way through traffic was Walmark, but he toppled over and no penalty. Comets coming in again now. Sautner fired, missing everything except the boards. Brendan Woods chipped the puck down low. Goldobin had no idea where it was, but he was going for a change anyways. Charlotte from left to right with 9:05 left to go in well, with 7:10 to go in regulation time, the Checkers would like this one to just quietly end with them getting 2 points. And should nothing crazy transpire, that should be the case in a well-fought game. There's Phil DiGiuseppe. He's a large part of this one, isn't he? 3 assists in the contest tonight. Not bad at all. Face-off won by the Comets in the Charlotte zone. Holmes, stick handling, now down the left wing side, gets it back in the point, cross ice. They're actually, in that last exchange, as the puck is stopped by Nedeljkovic, they put Checkers player in the box. It's going to be Gauthier who goes. So they gave on that, and then an altercation that happened in front of the benches. They actually end up giving Gauthier a penalty, and nobody from Utica. As Bachman stops a cross-ice shot, and the puck goes out of play. In front, Kitchen joined the rush. It's now handled by Zykov. Zykov spinning and lost control of the puck, though. McEnany, and then for Boucher. Now LeBate. He knows he has to make a change. He'll get the red line, get the puck in deep, and as he gives a little cross-check to Podorowski, he'll come off the ice. Puck rolling around the far side. Zykov down to Gauthier. Gauthier gets the red line with under 3 minutes to go in regulation. It is a 5-1 lead for the Charlotte Checkers. Battle for the puck down low in the Comet zone. The Checkers are going to get 2 more points as Bachman holds that puck and melts it down. 5-1! The draw back to Roland McEwen, and the game underway with a fight right away. It's Patrick Brown. Not from a attempted play, basically, but we'll leave the speculation aside for a second, and we're going to continue on here inside the Utica zone. Back to the point, the Checkers have it. Roland McEwen fires a shot. Demko's got that one. 31 gone. And Utica wins it clean to Goldobin. Fired a shot. Scores! Well, they win the draw. Back to Goldobin, who fired it low on the blocker side. And this one partially through a screen. And it's a 1-0 lead. Utica on a business-like face-off win, followed by a wrist shot past Jeremy Smith. Goldobin now has point number 8 and game number 7 in his 4th goal of the year. Good pace in the first period. We're 3 minutes and 10 seconds in. 1-0 by way of a power play goal from Nikolay Goldobin. Now it's Gaunce on the conditioning stint for Vancouver. Fire went off the stick of Smith. To the near side it goes. Walking down the right wing side. Dennis Robertson, the left shooting defenseman, stationed on the near point for now. Now he'll switch off with Wesley to get on his shooting side. Will Dennis Robertson was handled by the Comets. They'll go right to left. The goal scorer in Goldobin. Knocked down on the way in. No call. Nick Waugh bodied off the puck, fell down, gave it up. Gaunce fires, and it was deflected wide. Well, you can't give the puck away in that dangerous area. Held on by Hamilton. Hill center. Good read there by Waugh to take that away. Checkers need to make a line change. They loop it out to center. And now Utica again from right to left. Cross ice by Philip Holm. And then out to now play it as it gets in the trap zone away from restricted area. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Nothing really happening now. Utica may have some opportunity coming up here shorthanded. Quick shot. Good stick there by Kitchen to take away the rebound, though. What a save by Smith. That came off the end wall, and Smith had to move across the middle to make a save with the right shoulder. Jeremy Smith has been spectacular in this game. Look out, dancing his way through Sarla. Centers to Waugh, and he can't put it home. Rebound still loose in the crease, and it's swept away. 8 minutes gone in the first period. The energy level is high for both teams, and so are the opportunities. Gauthier over skates, wants to get to the bench for a change. Comets lose control of it to Clark Bishop. Bishop on the right wing side. Played it down low. Thundering hit by Stortini. Now to Rodin. It's on the line again. Rodin wants to get it out on his backhand. Fires it off the boards. Chopped away. Now Goldobin, the goal scorer for Utica, will lift it all the way down. This is an icing. Utica can't change, and they desperately needed one to begin with, so they're face off to the left of Demko. Checkers win it. Samuelson fired it. Backhander drifts wide in the deflection. Hamilton lost the face-off. Well done by Andrew Podorowski. You'll hear from Mike Vellucci in the upcoming intermission talk specifically about Podorowski not putting up the points that he had hoped. Maybe something coming here. Centering pass was knifed away by the defense. Good play by Chatfield. Rodin to Hamilton on the off shooting right side. Sends it down to the near corner of the Charlotte zone. 8:58 to go in the first period. It is a 1-1 game. Miller can't get it out. Sautner has it. Wrist shot. Oh, and Smith had that one just go over his right shoulder and high over the crossbar. Thank goodness. Now we'll melt it down again. And it continues to face off one of the Comets in the Charlotte zone. 7 minutes to go in the first period right now. And they send it around the far side. Chaput. Top of the far circle. Lost control of it. Wesley looking up. Right shot defenseman for Plymouth. Gave it up though. And a big stand-up hit results in Goldobin taking it, holding it, dropping it. Boucher fires. He scores! Stepped into a shot on the blocker side on the giveaway. And Utica makes the Checkers pay for it. You know Utica was going to keep shooting the puck, and they took advantage of a turnover. And we have ourselves a Checkers win the face-off. 4-on-4, more ice for everybody. They both get roughing penalties as the Checkers dump the puck in the offensive zone. It's Andrew Miller and McEnany doing work on the boards. Chaput comes away. Then to McEnany. Then now turning with it is Goldobin. All he has is a goal and assist in less than a period. 5 minutes left to go in the first. Checkers down 2-1. McEwen, well done. Sarla will turn back and get to the bench for a change. Last man back is Chelios, has to be careful. His backhander, then to Kitchton. Coming up now to Chaput. And then Miller finds it in the skates, but couldn't take it away. Here's Boucher. He's got one, looking for a second. Missed it on the short side. 100 seconds left to go in period one. And the Checkers are down 2-1 here. Outshot 19-8, and there's a 20th shot, and the rebound still loose in front of Smith. It's on the line and kept in. Around the boards to Chaput. And now Goldobin. He centers, and Smith, another great save in the left hand.
Make CPI yours today with a complete in-touch security system installed free.
My CPI keeps the scaries away.
Make CPI yours.
1:25 left to go in the first period. Jason Shia in the broadcast booth. Very busy night in the first period. They have 22 shots on goal, and it's been a long night for him in that capacity. By one, then they tied it with Bishop to Ferrantino, but they've allowed two since then as Demko makes a save off his head. I think he did that on purpose, but he did. Had great second and third periods. Let's see if they can do that here. Play begins. Chaput going after in the Charlotte zone. It bounces out to center ice. Picking up speed through the middle, Andrew Miller. Now to Phil Giuseppe on the near boards. On the goal line, played it back to the point. It ramps off the stick. Gauns down the ice, no icing. McEwen on his backhand. In 15 seconds, we're going to go back to 5-on-5 as Utica will get a man out of the box if the Checkers can't score. They'll be 0-for-1 with a man advantage in this game. Zach McEwen for Utica. Goldobin fired, saved by Smith, watches it in the left hand after a rebound. And now give credit to Utica, they are firing pucks on net. Face off in the Utica zone, won by the Comets. This is an icing call, they wave it off. Samuelson faking on his forehand, twists to his backhand. Goldobin, though, shouldered him. It's on the line, but does leak out to center ice. 15:41 to go. Here come the Checkers inside the Comet zone. Saarela to Podorowski. Podorowski's backhander to the point. McEwen fires, saved by Demko off the stick. Saarela now in the near corner, and back down low. Getting it back, trying to fire a shot, couldn't do it. Held by Waugh, and now by Samuelson, but you know what? He didn't keep that puck in, so it's a lost a draw. Point shot by Chatfield. Gets his own rebound off the leg. Smith kicked out the left pad and made a huge save on a redirect. You get the feeling in this game, the way that it's being played, you can't give up any more room on the scoreboard to Utica. They've had a different disposition in this game than we saw in yesterday's, although they had a good first period. Nothing like what we saw in the first 20 here on Saturday afternoon. Kitchen stepped in, couldn't fire his shot. Puck still in the Comet zone on the right wing side. He fires again, way wide of Thatcher Demko. Wallmark fanned on it, took down his man. Puck is free in the half wall. 13:20 left to go in this second. Checkers still down by 2, 3-1 game. Chatfield chased by DiGiuseppe. Then Chaput gave it up. Wallmark, room to shoot, drop pass, stepping in. Samuelson fires, saved by Demko. Rebound still loose in the crease, and it comes out. Demko with 2 big saves. 12:58 now left. Between the circles, the attempted pass is foiled and lifted all the way down the ice. They wave off the icing. McEwen will play it. Well, he wanted to go. First goal of the game was scored on the power play. So a crucial kill here as we're 2 minutes away from the halfway mark pretty much of this contest. And you don't want to give Utica any more room. Holm has it on the off shooting right side, dishes down low, gets it back in the line, keeps it in. Top of the far circle, they go cross with it to Boucher, and it's picked up by Bishop, and he got it out to center ice. Area. Nice play by Bishop. Good read. Yet again, Utica left to right. 11:20 remaining in the second period. Charlotte still down 3-1. Comets are set up in the Charlotte zone. Top of the near circle, Boucher fired it. Good block. Getting in the way of that one. Samuelson, but didn't clear the puck. Top of the far circle, Goldobin, then Chaput. One-timer stopped by Smith. That puck didn't get anywhere near the speed that they were intending it to be, and Gauntz lost it now. McEwen trying to work it free. And Samuelson picks it up, launches it down the ice. Good clear. 5th face-offs in the defensive zone. It is hard on the power play because they can send extra players in to help out their centermen on a tie-up, but the Checkers have not had the energy that they had in game 1. In this period in particular, where they were dominant in the second yesterday, scoring 4. This one not an icing. You can hear the linesman yelling off-white, which means not that he likes the color beige, but that he saw it deflect off a white stick. Meanwhile, here's a break. Enough speed for Zykov before he gets tackled by the defense, but he gets it out to Gauthier, who's tackled on the way to the goal. No call. Fans thought there would be a call. The players did as well. Nothing coming. 3-on-2 the other way. One-timer saved by Smith off the stick is Goldobin with a heavy one-timer. Watching from his right side. Face-off won by Charlotte. Stepping in, Podorowski on the left boards. He looked to dish it back to Saarela, who's back there covering for McEwen. That was blocked, and now with 7:25, the battle ensues in the far corner. It's Nikolay Goldobin, then to Chaput. He'll lead it for Brisebois. Soft chip off the wall. Knife down low by Samuelson, then McEwen. Long reach of the stick. Saarela skates the stick, and he'll skate it out. Offside. 5-1, the Comets lead. They are in control of this game. This is a taste of the Checkers' own medicine they dished out in yesterday's game. As DiGiuseppe holds up, back the point. Chelios outnumbered, and as a result, it bounced back out. Andrew Miller's got it for his defense. Kitchen, then Chelios. Saarela racing after it. Charlotte will be on the power play for 30 more seconds. They're down 5-1. Kitchen again. Now across to Saarela. On the off-shooting right side. His backhand pass kept in. Yes, barely, but it is. Podorowski down low. Demko watching, but he doesn't have to face a shot on that exchange. Back for Kitchen. Now Podorowski on the left side. The right shot again threads down low. Now gets it back. Final 5 seconds of the power play. Kitchen working it. Holding. Podorowski stepping in. One more time through the middle. They were trying to get Waugh the puck. They did, but he couldn't fire it. 5-on-5. Kitchen holding. Wrist shot. Demko is saved. 90 seconds left in the second period. Podorowski from a sharp angle, and Demko made a save on that one. Nick Waugh lost control of the puck. Goldobin off the wall, gave it up. One-timer, that's blocked in front. Waugh finds it between the circles. Turned and gunned it, it was blocked. And Goldobin wants the red line to get that puck in as deep as possible so his team can make a change. And they're doing it now. 20 minutes. Charlotte actually outshot Utica 15-12. But so far only one goal past Thatcher Demko. That was Ferentino's first of the year from Clark Bishop. And there has not been anything on the scoreboard since then for the Checkers, but plenty for Utica as they lead 5-1. At center ice in front of the Checkers bench. Andrew Miller picks it up, steps over the line. Holding, cross ice. Well, McEwen, I think that pass was coined for Wallmark. It'll eventually get there now. Wallmark across, now back to Samuelson. Shot that puck. Well, got way too much under it. Never made its way close to the goal. Checkers have to regroup, and they're on side. Andrew Miller for Wallmark. Wallmark left it. Giuseppe center, which I hear is lovely in November. And they will play a game on November 3rd. The 37th anniversary of a fine broadcaster's birth. Belleville, of course, the Belleville team is the affiliate of the Senators. The shot towards Smith was blocked. Daoud tried to fire that one. Checkers pick up the rebound. Now they move left to right. Here they come on side. Alexei Saarela, dangerous from anywhere. Curling and dragging with it. Hit by McEnany. Gets some help from Gauthier. The Podorowski overskates the puck. And now we have a stop and play on deflection. Is it Sight or Willie? He wants to go to the bench for a change. Now he's going to stay on to check the defense and hope to keep the puck in. He couldn't do it. Goldobin. The Chaput fired. Smith the save. That one was a head-on shot, but this time the Checkers do win it left to right through the neutral zone. Andrew Podorowski's pass gets to Saarela on the goal line. Whips it around. Kitchen. Oh, he got hit high by Chaput. Looks like he got an elbow up in Kitchen's face. He is wearing that protector, the cage around, because he got hit in the face in the preseason game. Nonetheless, it still rocked him a bit. Goldobin going wide into Charlotte end. Utica making a change. 12:33 to go. McEnany fires. He scores! A deflection. It looks like it's Woods who deflected that one in. It is now a 6-1 game. Point shot. McEnany fired it. Looked harmless enough. We're now 5 seconds past the halfway mark of the third period. The Checkers still down. This 6-1 game has been quite difficult for the guys in white. Let's see if they can change it here in the power play and get one past Demko like they had in the first period from Ferentino. Shot from the point by Chelios off a body. Ricochets in their own zone. Charlotte again, left to right. Here they come in the power play breakout. Miller with it. Skate. It's Waugh. Take the draw to the left of Demko. Checkers win it. Kitchen to Saarela. Checkers power play begins. Saarela fired. That glance wide of the glove side of Demko. Checkers still hold on the power play. Alexei Saarela turns with it back to Kitchen. Here's a shot towards Demko. He went down. He never saw there was a screen in front of him in the form of big number 15, Nick Waugh. That one will go all the way down the ice in the clear. 7:50 to go in the third period. Checkers down by. Get back in the defensive zone. And he picks up the puck at center ice. He'll get the red line, taking the hit. Stick check from Giuseppe, going wide. Trying to fire a puck that never got through to the goal. Nice play by Ferrantino to get the puck out by way of Gauthier. Gauthier, a right shot down the left wall. Tried a couple of times to get around the D on a quick skate, and having a hard time doing that. Not as easy in the American Hockey League as I'm sure it would be playing in Major Junior. Gauthier is a big kid, but a lot of the D here are just equally as big and skate very well. 5:23 to go. It is the third period. Charlotte down by 5, 6-1 game. Sharp angle shot stopped by Smith. Now back to the point. Holm fires. Smith save. Rebound. He'll knock that one away. Swatted off the glass. Clark Bishop looking up. He'll send it to the open man on the far side. Here is Gauthier getting the red line. Gauthier and Brisebois. Shoulder to two forwards. But ultimately, Utica's will to win. Their will to win and their disposition of putting pucks in net has paid off. Puck is free on the right wing side. DiGiuseppe to the point. McEwen. And then down low, they try to center it. Glanced off the back of the net. Andrew Miller has help from the point. Delivers it there. Skate the stick. Shot off the back foot. Was off a boot, so it deflected back to center. Ball mark. Now DiGiuseppe. Sarla's pass. Now to Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh couldn't settle it down. Chaput and then Goldobin. Goldobin will go back for his defense, and McEnany hammers in the Charlotte end. 2:10 remaining in the third period right now. Here's Nick Waugh stepping in yet again. Top of the near circle. Angle to the far side. Gauthier and Sarla had to take a look. He's not on his shooting side, so if he gets the puck on that position, he can't fire it. Gauthier again. Then to Samuelson and open Sarla. If he wants it, he's got it now. He can shoot, and he fanned on it. Goes back to the point. Samuelson back for Sarla again. Cross ice. Settled down. No shot from there, though. Power play over in 35. Alexei Sarla one more time. The backhander looped all the way to Podorowski. Yet again, no shot. Here's one from Samuelson. Saved by Demko. Rebound in the crease and gets the whistle. Come to a conclusion now.